To Somalia now, and Prime Minister Hassan Ali Khaire has ordered police and intelligence agents to intensify security by 100%. That comes after Friday's twin bombings in the heart of the capital, Mogadishu. Nearly 40 people are dead and dozens injured. The United States, meanwhile, has condemned the attack in the strongest terms. CGTN's Abdulaziz Billow has more on that from Mogadishu.
Friday's deadly attacks is yet another reminder of Al-Shabaab's ability to strike at will. The twin blasts killed several dozens, with the targets including the supposedly secure presidential palace and the National Intelligence Headquarters. 5 gunmen disguised as members of the police force carried out the brazen attacks, ending months of relative stability in a city often a target for the militant group. The country's Prime Minister Hassan Ali Khaire has since instructed security chiefs to ensure that such an attack never happens again.
We must remain alert and fight the enemy that has chose to kill innocent civilians. Day and night we must be vigilant. I hereby instruct the senior security commanders and the stabilization force to ensure that peace is restored in Mogadishu.
4 days after the attack, the government is yet to provide answers on just how the attackers managed to acquire the latest police uniforms and pass various security checkpoints unnoticed. The Ministry of National Security has since issued a new directive that, among others, restricts the movement of troops and use of heavy weaponry in the capital.
We will no longer tolerate the presence of troops on the streets of Mogadishu. We have placed a ban on the movement of soldiers as well as heavy weaponry. Government officials will only have 4 AK-47s as part of their security detail.
The Al-Qaeda-affiliated group has since claimed responsibility. The group's ever-increasing tactics seems to have frustrated authorities. In previous attacks, its fighters have disguised themselves as intelligence forces, military, police and even wore Burundian military uniform in an attack on a Mogadishu hotel in November 2015. It's not the first time that Al-Shabaab has attacked Billow, Somalia, the country's presidential palace. In 2014, its fighters stormed the country's presidential palace, killing senior government officials and security personnel. Experts now say that it's such kind of attacks that have emboldened the group, making it Africa's most deadliest militant outfit. And it's exactly the same tactics that the militants used in the latest attack, detonating 2 vehicles outside the palace and intelligence headquarters. But this time round, authorities say that security forces acted swiftly, neutralizing the gunmen before reaching their intended targets. Abdulaziz, Billow, CGTN, Mogadishu, Somalia.
Well, let's get you more perspective on that story. I'm joined live in the studio by Rashid Abdi. He is the Horn of Africa Project Director and Analyst of the International Crisis Group. Thank you very much for coming in. Well, let's talk about this attack on Friday. It struck at the heart of the Somali capital, Mogadishu. What does it say about security in the capital?
It says basically that security in Mogadishu remains very delicate. I think there has been a slight improvement in various paths, but I think Al-Shabaab continues to conduct this kind of an attack. And I think it just comes barely months after that huge attack in Mogadishu in October. So I think this is a clear indication that Mogadishu's security situation actually is deteriorating.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because authorities say that attacks by Al-Shabaab, they're showing signs that the group is a spent force. You're obviously criticising that. So tell us more. Why are they saying that and you're saying something completely different?
There's no doubt that Al-Shabaab has been weakened. It has lost territory. It has been pushed out of the major urban cities. But I think with that has also come a very deadly capability, which is Al-Shabaab continues to maximize its asymmetric advantage and actually has been able to infiltrate the major cities, Mogadishu included.
So they're in a smaller area but more intense.
Exactly. And we have seen that actually the bulk of their firepower is actually focused on Mogadishu, and that is why they keep on conducting this kind of an attack.
Is there a reason why they're focusing on Mogadishu more
Yes,
than
because
elsewhere?
Mogadishu, remember, is the capital of Somalia, so there is symbolism, political symbolism attached to it. But also, I think the government security apparatus in Mogadishu itself is highly dysfunctional, and that explains why Al-Shabaab is able to conduct these kind of attacks, almost every month.
Let's talk about the role of the African Union mission, AMISOM. It's been withdrawing from the country in stages, as we know. If after a decade, they've been there on the ground for 10 years, AMISOM is no longer the solution, what is next? What can be done?
Yeah, no doubt, AMISOM has probably done the best it could, and an exit strategy actually would be something I think is advisable. No doubt. How that exit is carried out, of course, matters. But I think the priority is now to help the Somali security services be built up to a level where they will be able to take over responsibilities from AMISOM. Because if that doesn't happen, then there will be a huge security vacuum which will actually compound the security crisis in Somalia.
So the security services need to strengthen then, in
Absolutely,
your opinion?
yes.
Okay, thank you very much for coming in. That was the Horn of Africa Project Director and Analyst at the International Crisis Group, Rashid Abdi. Thank you.